Hi, I'm Susan Blue. I'm business partners with Dee Kinsey on the B.L.U.E method. And the B.L.U.E method is our acronym for using the word blue, B.L.U.E, with purpose and meaning to make the somatic processing a little easier to tag into and know whether you're completing steps as you do self-process work. So to start with, the B is for breath. So when you breathe, you connect to your autonomic nervous system and especially to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the downward wave where we can rest and digest. And it has a vagus nerve effect on the body of calming. It helps us come into the present moment. So we start with breath. The next B word is befriend. So we breathe and befriend ourselves. And when we befriend, we use mindfulness. So we're not judging ourselves, but we're aware internally what's happening inside. We're also aware of ourselves externally. And that's where we begin helping people know how they're present with themselves and whether they're fully present or maybe just halfway present and not quite landed within their body. And for some of us, that's just work that we need to do. But being able to calibrate that within your own system and have the awareness of it makes a huge difference. So there's that. Getting a sense of your own center, your own core of being, because that's solid. That's solid in all of us. And having the felt sense of that, it provides us a sense of being able to be grounded in ourselves and in our life and what we do. We do add some energetic anchors, which are very useful for people. And if you take the course, you get to learn those. And then we move into holding space. And holding space is feeling our space internally and externally, and using that awareness to just be there for ourselves, listening to ourselves talk, feeling how it feels in our body. And it's a deepening of that connection within yourself. And many of us have lost that just due to the circumstances of our life. And this is a real important thing that I think, especially for now in this time, because we feel other people's anxiety. And oftentimes our own anxiety gets escalated. So when we can come back to ourself and we come back as a friend to ourself, there's a deeper process involved. The other thing is learning the witness state, being the observer to yourself and to your life and your experiences. And those are the foundational skills that make it immediately available for you to do the somatic processing. So after B is L. And so there's listen. That's the first L. And so we're listening to our body. It's an active listening. So with intention and purpose, we're paying attention to what the body wants to show us. We're listening for sensations like tightness in the chest or bubbles in my heart or a smile in my eyes. Those are all sensation words. So that's different than feeling. And an example is, I'm angry. And what are the sensations that would tell me that I'm angry? And as I sit here with it, I can feel my stomach constrict. There's a little bit of heat, warmth, and it's starting to come up. And I'm going, thank you, body. And it just dissipates. So our sensations come and go. When we're not present with ourselves, then our nervous system recirculates those things instead of them just going through the process of their movement through our body. The next L word is locate. Where are the sensations in your body? What are you listening to? Where is it? And then we've added land, because when you land, when you're present with yourself and you're with those sensations, there's something that happens where you can really feel your own containment within yourself. Some of those people who are sensitive can feel the containment of themselves, not only in their body, but also in their field. And that's something else that we learn about. The next is the U, unwind, unravel, because observed sensations do exactly that. They unwind themselves, they unravel. They might morph into something else, but you follow the process and you know that it's morphing into something else, and you can describe that. The E is for expand. So there's an expansion as you do this process. There's an expansion of your own awareness besides a physical sensation of just being large enough for who you really are. There's expression. The expression can come in movement. I use my hands a lot, even when I'm working with myself. My stomach's doing this. And so I make the motions, or it's happening so fast, I'll do a motion like that. Sound, our voices sound. So naming these things, what's observed changes. And so when we use the power of our voice, that is a whole thing that happens in our body and it moves through quicker. Expression can also be something like that, some physical thing. I'll notice that I'll do a set thing with my mouth when I'm working by myself. And my joke to myself is like, oh, my mouth says it all. And while I sit there, I can feel the expression in my face, where it comes from in my body, start to soften and change, and either go into neutral or the next thing that needs to be processed. And then we have integration. And so we just add that at the end because it's unmistakable when your system starts to integrate. There's a sense of neutrality, there's a sense of being knitted together or just becoming complete, and knowing something that you didn't know before. So you create your own gestalt. And that, my friends, is the B.L.U.E method.